Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Adam Burke from BangTheBook.com, coming with a look at Game 101-102, Wednesday night Fun Belt action in college football to kick off Week 7. Appalachian State takes on Louisiana. Louisiana a 1-point favorite in that game, total of 68.5. Over at BangTheBook.com, you can check out daily NHL thoughts and picks from Parker Michaels, a very good resource, a tremendous article for you to check out over there. Also, you can get my college football power ratings for Week 7. Opening line reports posted for both college football and the NFL as well. Our progress in the Westgate Super Contest and the Circa Million. And you'll see golf previews from James Mazzola. You'll see a UFC preview for this weekend, NASCAR preview for this weekend, and also lots of picks articles across college football and the NFL. Go along with the NHL thoughts from Parker, my NHL situational betting tips, WNBA playoff stuff, and also as the ALDS and the NLCS get underway, playoff previews for those as well. So lots of good things going on over at BangTheBook.com. Keep it tuned right here to our Bang the Book YouTube page, getting this Wednesday football video out a little bit earlier. This afternoon, we'll do some more stuff for this week in the NFL and also this week in college football. Then also right here on our Bang the Book YouTube page, you can check out our segments from Bang the Book Radio every Monday through Friday. Great stuff, great guests, great insight, good analysis, good information for you as you get ready for the weekend. All right, here we go. Game 101-102. Again, Appalachian State takes on Louisiana. Louisiana a 1-point favorite in this game, total of 68.5. Some line juggling here already with this number, going from Appalachian State +1 to +3, now back down to +1. Again, a tough road game here for Appalachian State. And of course, look, when these Sun Belt teams get a chance in the spotlight on the ESPN family of networks, this is all about promoting the conference. It's all about being able to promote these players and these teams, much like what we see with MACtion that'll start here a little bit later in October, carry on over into November. Good for these conferences to play these weeknight games. And, of course, because it's a standalone Wednesday night game, no NFL, no college football, this is going to be a game that draws a very big betting handle from some people that maybe aren't as well-versed in these teams. So you want to make sure you do your research. You want to make sure you really dig in and see what you have to work with here, because this is a fascinating handicap. As we know, Appalachian State's been the class of the Sun Belt Conference really ever since they joined the conference, making the move from FCS. They've been a very, very good team here in this conference. But Louisiana is a big-time up-and-comer with second-year head coach Billy Napier. They went to the Sun Belt Championship game last year, lost to Appalachian State in that game. So Louisiana, a very legitimate team. When you look at what's going on with App State here this year, they beat their first Power 5 opponent since the Michigan game that we all remember in 2007 with that win over North Carolina a few weeks ago. They've had some issues, though. When you look at this Appalachian State defense this year, 5.94 yards per play allowed, 4.34 yards per carry. They do have the 10th fewest rushing attempts against. So maybe this rush defense is a little bit better than they've shown so far, but they've played some pass-happy teams like a Coastal Carolina, like a North Carolina, like a Charlotte in a game that was a big-time shootout. Charlotte had to throw the football a little bit in that game as well. So Appalachian State has given up a lot of yardage, but they haven't faced a lot of rushing attempts. And obviously, the more pass plays you face, the bigger plays that you allow, because it's easier to move the ball through the air in chunks than it is on the ground. So maybe App State's rush defense is a little bit better than they've played so far. We'll find out here this week, because they finally face a very, very good rushing offense. But still, so far here, the early returns on App State, this would be their worst defense statistically since the 2013 season. So they do have some things that they need to fix with veteran defensive coordinator Ted Roof, who's, of course, been at several Power 5 stops. Appalachian State, 4th in yards per play allowed on defense last year at 4.43, 15th in yards per carry allowed. So again, just to illustrate the regression that they've had here early on in the season. Louisiana's offense, very, very good. 6th in the country in yards per play, 2nd in the country in yards per carry with 7.34, 1st in yards per game with 314. So they've run the football on just about everybody they've played this year. They've got multiple running backs that they can throw at you. A lot of different looks, a bruiser, a speedster, a lot of different stuff for this Louisiana offense. So, again, App State will have its hands full. However, the Louisiana defense could have its hands full too, because App State 19th in yards per play themselves, and 10th in yards per carry. So they've had a very potent rushing attack as well. Only 98 pass attempts for App State here so far. So you do have to wonder a little bit, can the Mountaineers throw the football in this game if they need to? They have the 6th fewest pass attempts in college football this year. Now, of course, yes, they've only played 4 games, but the teams below them are Wyoming and the 4 option teams, the 3 service academies and Georgia Southern. So if App State needs to throw the football to move it, will they be able to do that? That's a big question mark, but they may not have to because Louisiana, 104th in the country in yards per carry allowed at 4.96 and 113th in the country in yards per play allowed at 6.32. So again, as you look at the defensive statistics for these two teams, you can certainly understand why this total's sitting up there in the upper 60s at 68.5. This is a double revenge game for Louisiana. They lost twice last year to Appalachian State. In the regular season, they were plus 25.5, lost by 10. In the title game, they were plus 17 and lost by 11. So they did cover the number in both of those games. And obviously, you see the adjustments for these two teams here, where App State favored by 25.5 and 17 in the 2 games at home last year. This season, on a neutral, Appalachian State maybe a 3-point, 2.5-point favorite, something like that. So you do see the respect that Louisiana is getting here with this adjusted number. Now, my lines personally say pick them on the game or thereabouts, Appalachian State minus a 0.5 point. Actually, my pure power rating line for this game. I do think Louisiana has a little bit more of a home field advantage in this one because you've got this Wednesday night game. They've got a stadium that seats over 40,000. Have to think that they will be well represented here on ESPN on Thursday night. So you've got to think a pretty good spot for Louisiana to show off in front of the home crowd. But I do agree with this line coming back down off of 3, and I agree with this line coming back down on the under as well. Neither one of these teams all that tested this year. App State's played the 143rd ranked schedule. Louisiana, the 107th ranked schedule. Both of those according to Sagarin. Louisiana's only lost, though, to Mississippi State. FBS teams scoring over 36 points per game against App State. And again, those are teams like Charlotte, Coastal Carolina, and North Carolina, who is a Power 5 team. But still, App State's had a lot of defensive issues here so far. So what do we do with this game? First of all, I'm going to tell you to watch it because it's going to be a really good game here. I think both of these teams are pretty equal here, to be certain. I think this is a really good showcase for the Sun Belt Conference, and we'll get some more of these Sun Belt weeknight games as we go along here. But I lean Appalachian State in this spot. Again, the line down to +1. Liked it a lot more at +3. To quote Ric Flair, to be the man, woo, you have to beat the man. And that's what you have to do here in this spot if you're Louisiana. You have to knock Appalachian State off of that perch. If they do it, great, awesome, good for them, a springboard for the rest of the season. But until it happens, I've got to look at Appalachian State here in this one. However, I do like the under more in this game. Again, 68.5. Could probably wait this one out. I think it could go back up to 69 or 69.5. Maybe get a little bit of nice line value there with that. But you've got a Louisiana-Lafayette team that runs the football a ton. App State runs the football a ton. These two teams don't give up a lot of big plays. Teams will move the chains against them. But Louisiana is 34th in yards of 20-plus, or in plays of 20-plus yards allowed. App State 48th. Louisiana Lafayette's only given up 3 plays of 30 or more yards. App State's only given up 7. So these two teams probably will move the football, but they're not going to do it in substantial chunks. They're going to run the football quite a bit as well. Clock's going to run. Neither one of these teams plays with a ton of tempo. So give me the under 68.5. And again, wait on this one because I do think it goes back up a little bit. Wait on this total. Get under 69, under 69.5. Maybe it touches 70 again. But for the purposes of this video and the timing of this video, under 68.5 would be my preferred play in this game. And App State +1 would be the lean. I'm Adam Burke for BangTheBook.com.